They're leaking this because of spite. To me, it's very simple. This is revenge.
Last night during Monday Night Football, news broke right after the New York Times leaked more emails that he had sent upwards of 10 years ago and over the last 10 years prior to taking the Raiders head coaching job with correspondence with Washington and their franchise and the investigation that's gone on there with ownership and just the overall turmoil within that organization. The NFL clearly leaking these emails to the New York Times, trying to get a response from ownership and Mark Davis and get him to react to John Gruden and the storyline from last weekend. Gruden's out. Bisaccia is in as the interim head coach. And the Raiders are, again, in crazy turmoil, as is their former head coach, John Gruden.
Yeah, and I keep going back to, why was the NFL leaking these emails, and why is John Gruden the one guy that had any type of suspicious, unflattering emails that are being reported out of the 650,000 that went back and forth? Even Bruce Allen, who he's sending all these things to, nothing, no reports about what he's saying back to him about what he's saying.
Bruce Allen, so he said stuff, but it doesn't matter to the league.
It's a story, though. I mean, it's still a story if you're if you're a media outlet going after it. Point being, they're leaking this because of spite. To me, it's very simple. This is revenge. The league saw the emails and what John Gruden called the commissioner of the league and what he called others in the league, and this is the league swinging a big stick and saying, you're gone. We're going to leak this. We're not going to leak anything else. We want you ruined. We want you out of the league. I don't think this was done out of some morality sense from the league to leak it. I don't think it was, we have to expose John Gruden for who he is because we want to make this right. I think this was simply powerful people read emails that were awful, that were about them, and someone that's very prominent, making a lot of money off the game in the league that he was criticizing, the leadership of that league, decided, yeah, that's not going to happen anymore. You're done. And that's why these were leaked.
I think you're probably right. Though the first one, and I think both of you agree with me, the DeMaurice Smith one on Friday was very conveniently timed with an election that DeMaurice Smith had to win. Like he said, if I don't win this stage of it, then I'm not going to run. So, either put me through or I'm done to the PA leadership, the PA reps around the league. He won that very narrowly. This came out just before that, and it made Smith sympathetic. And by making Smith sympathetic, and he won it very narrowly. He needed, 22 votes, super majority, I guess. And he got just that, or one vote above that. So Gruden's very unbecoming comments about Smith got him some sympathy. I think the league likes Smith in that spot because Smith is weak and lost to the league on the last CBA. And they think, well, let's keep Smith in there. We know we could push Smith around. We have no idea what they'll get as an alternate to Smith, who might actually get them to strike against us or be powerful. And this Gruden email will help us there. Now, maybe they plotted it out, Chad, in such a way that they said, and then the next round of emails, we'll get our revenge on Gruden for talking smack about Goodell, and we'll feed into all of this stuff that goes against the logos we have painted on our field all over the place. Booger McFarland, I was surprised, was actually very eloquent about this at halftime. He read those logos, that are all about inclusion and kindness that are painted on the fields, which, by the way, the Raiders have legitimately stood for. In all of their pirate stuff, Al Davis, absolutely inclusive guy, didn't care about who helped them just win, baby, when they actually just won. Amy Trask, Tom Flores, Art Shell, the first black coach, legitimately inclusive. And John Gruden's comments, say what you will about the timing of them or whatever excuse you want to make or whatever, go against all of those things that the league is trying to represent now and that Al Davis truly represented kind of ahead of his time.
But isn't it obvious, though, that based on the timing of all of this, that the league was not going to suspend Gruden because of the timeline of the emails. They took place before he was actually back in the league as the head coach, right? And they were not going to – I mean, they needed Gruden to resign because they didn't want to fight publicly over a firing.
Well, they put it on Mark Davis.
Right. But I'm saying they didn't want to fight publicly over a firing because if I'm a part of, Gruden's lawsuit here, I'm just hypothetical, I would be demanding full access to the 650,000 emails.
Which is going to come, right? I mean,
I guess they refuse to even do
fire a coach.
The league refuses to even give a written report on what's going on with Washington.
Paul, it's only going to come if there is a lawsuit from John Gruden to recover money. And there's something that's discoverable in that.
But the fact that
he quit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The fact that he resigned. Right. The fact that he resigned absolves.
This is the one
that.
part of the
there's
timing,
some backroom deal that went on with Mark Davis. We don't know what that is.
Why the trickle, though? I understand on Friday, okay, you released that. It looks awful. I thought Gruden had a somewhat reasonable response to it. And then you had, Tony Dungy and Mike Tirico defending Gruden on Sunday Night Football. And then on Monday night, the rest of it comes. It was almost
they gave him an out, Chad.
Here's the warning shot,
they
and
gave
now
him
we're
an
going to
out.
give you more. But if you wanted the revenge, I guess you don't release it all at once, because if it's DeMaurice Smith Day that you're releasing it on Friday, it gets lost in the shuffle of all the other things he said. Like, that's probably 8th on the list.
But
of
here's
things
what they
that
did.
were
They
reported.
gave him an out because they gave it all to Mark Davis on Friday, and Mark Davis was weak with it. They gave him an out, and then there was a report there's more coming. I think if the Raiders had acted quickly on Friday, if John Gruden didn't coach on Sunday, then maybe we never would have saw this stuff, because they've done a good job keeping all this stuff under wraps. There's no written report.
Well, and there's
Snyder
also,
didn't get in big trouble, right?
They've done a good job.
They've only
keeping
got
this.
that one email out. So Mark Davis could have fired him, or he could have resigned, and all of this stuff might have stayed in the background. And John Gruden's reputation might be somewhat intact. The one email out about DeMaurice Smith that made him look really bad, but then he could have disappeared, and it could have been a big secret about, well, there's more, and he resigned so that we didn't see the more. And instead, Mark Davis didn't show a lot of spine, acting early.
Wasn't going to do anything.
Until he's forced.
I'm also assuming here that there are
more.
That they know about.
They
that
would have come
been
again with a third wave if
I still don't know that Mark Davis did anything the whole time. I don't think he was forced to do anything. I think John Gruden decided enough.
Yeah, right.
I'm resigning now. This is my decision. We can negotiate the buyout or whatever, but I still don't know that Mark Davis decided you have to go.
No, and there's some shaky stuff going on with the Raiders, right? Their chief executive, who got the stadium built, quit lately. There's some shaky foundational stuff going on with the Raiders outside of all of it.